I don't know how I made this setup work. Basically my life. Pretty janky. I just found a piece of cereal on the counter, which is disgusting. Me. Do I know how to cook? Nope. I don't know how to cook. Luckily, this is a pretty easy recipe, or I would fail miserably and it would crash and burn. Okay, this will be a step-by-step on how I make turkey chili. I've used this recipe a couple of times, got it off of Pinterest, but the actual blogger, it looks like the blog website is Natasha's Kitchen. Shout out to Natasha, you know what you're doing. There's like 4 steps that you have to actually know how to do something, so pretty much made for me. Yep, it is the recipe of my dreams. We are going to be making the turkey chili slow cooker style. I put it in the slow cooker because I would rather just get everything in there and just let it cook itself, because I don't want to have to be checking on that mess. That's just the way it is. I look fabulous. You guys ready? You guys ready to find out how I make turkey chili? I don't know. Okay, the recipe calls for 1 pound of lean ground turkey, so here it is. Calls for 1 medium Bermuda onion. I don't know about you guys, but this onion seems quite large. Cumin. Where are you, cumin? Why did I not look at the recipe before starting the video? Cause I still need cumin. Where the heck is it? I'm serious, I'm about to freak out. So it also calls for cumin, chili powder, garlic powder, dried oregano, and salt and pepper, it's just back there. And then I got some other things out that I didn't need. So, see you later, guys. You need a can of black beans. This recipe says you can cook your own beans. No. Pinto beans, woo! The recipe calls for white beans, but I ain't about that. I also think that chili should have kidney beans in it, so we're gonna use kidney beans. And then it asks for diced jalapenos or green chilies. My phone is currently resting on the green chilies, but they're there. You're on some green chilies, fam, so hope you're loving that. A can of diced tomatoes. I did get the kind that have the Hatch green chilies in it, because I don't know if I want to use the green chilies that are in the can. Also, it would disrupt my setup, so I don't know. Then you can have corn. This is an optional thing. I just add it because I think that it's good. And then tomato sauce that you can get in these things, because you use basically this whole thing. You can get 2 cans of tomato sauce, or you can just get a freaking carton. So freaking carton it is. The first step is to actually brown the turkey meat. Turkey actually browns like quite fast, and the only reason I know that is because of this recipe. And I don't have the onion chopped up, and that's gonna take me a second because 1, I don't know how to chop onions. I don't know, that's just how I do it. You'll see, it's pretty awful. So let's just look at that. This onion is huge, and that's whatever. I guess this is the onion we're using. I know you don't chop vegetables with this knife. This is like a freaking butcher knife, like for meat or something, but I don't know how to chop vegetables, so I needed the biggest, sharpest knife I could find. I don't seem to want to take the time to learn how to chop an onion. I cut off these little end guys because they're gross. And I usually peel off this like little outer layer and just throw it away because it's usually pretty gross. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. The actual first step is to wash your hands. I already did that. So, clean hands. Also, it's just gonna be me who eats this most likely, so if they were dirty, like, oh well. This is always the part of chopping an onion that I have the most trouble with. It's like end piece that's super thick, so you know you need to cut it, but like how do you cut it without slicing your finger off? Instead of being professional and doing this a different way, I just kind of stack these little rings on top of each other. Come for me, Hell's Kitchen. Come through, Gordon Ramsay. Tell me what a failure I am, because guess what? I already know. Oh my gosh, I almost cut my finger off just now. I'm starting to burn my eyes. This is good, this works. This is professional. This is really professional. The next step is in a large skillet, such as the one over here, We're going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil and saute the ground turkey until cooked through. I don't measure olive oil, and that's probably bad, but I just kind of eyeball it, and that's what we're gonna do. So, okay, that seems good. Am I making this video out of necessity or the food out of necessity? No, this turkey was just about to go bad, so I should probably eat it. It's fine. I'm going to heat the stove. It's snowing so much. It's been snowing all day long. This is like a blizzard. My dogs were drowning in the snow, like trying to find a place to poop, and they're like swimming through the snow. And you know, I have a little sausage, a little Dachshund Beagle mix, and then Coda, who's a little miniature American Eskimo, so they're both absolutely drowning in it. So this is heated. So we're just gonna plop this turkey on in here. Plop, plop. That was almost terrifying. I'm gonna brown the turkey. After you brown the turkey and it's cooked through, we're gonna add the purple onion with all of our spices. We're gonna add the spices. So the first is a teaspoon of cumin. Level off your ingredients, folks. Just kidding, sometimes I can't get it level and I'm like, oh well. Half a teaspoon of chili powder. Oh, organize your life, Morgan. Where the hell is the chili powder? Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Half a teaspoon of oregano. And it says a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and you can adjust the seasoning as you go. So I'm just gonna supposed to do this until it's lightly browned, and then you're transferring it into your crock pot. I'm not even joking when I tell you that that was probably the hardest step of all of this. It says to transfer into a standard size crock pot. I thought my crock pot was standard size, but every time I do this, it almost overflows and it's pretty scary. So I'll show you guys at the end what size the crock pot is and like how full it is, but it's pretty small. So I kind of just make it work. We're just gonna pour this into the crock pot. Ooh, yeah. Who's professional here? Me, duh. I lied. There's another hard step for me, and it's figuring out how this thing works. So you're supposed to drain your black beans. Yeah. Oh, you suck. It's honestly very frustrating. Okay, I got to, so I'm gonna go drain it. So you're just gonna put your drained black beans into your crock pot. You don't need to drain the next few canned goods, so I'm just gonna do it and like speed up this process a little bit. The last step is to add tomato sauce and stir to combine. Set on low for 3 to 4 hours until piping hot. I just got this everywhere. So shout out to being a messy bitch. It's so full and I want to be able to fit everything. Shout out to how gross this sounds. Ready? And that's pretty pretty much it. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You guys can do it, children can do it. Don't let children use stoves. Why do I always talk about what children should and shouldn't do? I have this ladle for it for later, so I'm just gonna stick that next to it. I will link the recipe or the link to this recipe in the description box below. If you guys wanna try it out, it's really easy. People really like it, and the people that have tried it really like it. How do you turn this little baby around? This is what it looks like. Look at it in its glory. This is what it looks like. This is how big my crock pot is. But you can see it's like to the brim. So I'm just gonna stick this puppy on there and close these guys. Oh gosh, one-handed. And it's on low. And it has to cook for 3 to 4 hours. That's about it. That's all I got. Yeah, I'm gonna eat my chicken nuggets that I made because by the time it gets done, it'll probably be almost midnight, so. Okay, thanks for being here. Hopefully you learned something, or hopefully you just, I don't know,